Hey guys, Olga and I were able to hike up to this Yona mountain trail, and we hit the summit and just hanging out on this rock. We're about 1,300 feet from the base of the mountain that we climbed, and so we're kind of on top of where we can see the eagles flying. How small and petite it might be if you're looking from the top. And it's difficult as we look at the situation that we're in right now in our culture, of how to move forward, how to make the right business decisions, how to make the right life decisions, what principles, what ways we should make those life decisions. And as followers of Jesus, we have to look at it from the top, as God sees, through the eyes and the lens of eternity, because that has been stamped on our hearts. And so we look to how we should respond. In culture, we can see different perspectives, the left, the right. This popular person says this, that popular person says that. But as followers of Jesus, Paul calls us to look with an eternal perspective, to look up and to look around us and to how to respond. And here's what he writes to the Colossians. He writes to them, he says, in Colossians chapter 4, verse 2, he says, continue steadfastly in prayer, being watchful in it with thanksgiving. So he gives a perspective of how we are to be watchful with prayer. And now more than ever, we need to continue in prayer. And it says, at the same time, pray also for us, that God may open to us a door for the word to declare the mystery of Christ, on account in which I am in prison. So Paul asks for believers to pray that God would open a door to proclaim. And so again, perspective is prison. He's in prison, but he still looks for a door to proclaim the mystery of Christ. And same thing for each one of us. We might seem that we might be in some kind of prison, lockdown, coronavirus, civil unrest. We don't know how to move forward. Paul writes to be watchful at thanksgiving and pray for a door to be open. Why? To proclaim the mystery, to declare the mystery of Christ. He says, that I may make it clear, which is how I ought to speak. So he wants to have the clarity, and not just to be static and just be loud in society, just like everyone else could be sometimes. In verse 5, he says how clarity and how we should all speak. He says, walk in wisdom toward outsiders. Make the best use of the time. So he says, make the best, or be wise to walk toward, not away, not hiding, but toward the outsiders. And then he says, let your speech always be gracious. Always be gracious in speech, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person. So that you may know how to answer each person. A lot of times, especially in social media, we don't even think, we just react. And sometimes those things are not even so gracious. And so as we look from the top perspective, from the eternal perspective, as God calls us to pray for a door, to be watchful, to be prayerful, to have an opportunity to declare the mystery of Christ. And it's not something that is readily available, that you wake up one day, oh, here it is. No, we have to pray for it. We have to walk toward the outsiders so that we can declare the mysteries of Christ, so that we can be gracious. So as the first church in Jerusalem, it found favor with God and man, meaning they proclaimed truth with love, and the church began to grow. And so during this time of uncertainty, of maybe we might feel of prison, maybe certain things in life are failing us, and we are failing some things in life, and we might have our own self-made prison. Be watchful and pray. Pray for a door. Pray for an opportunity for you to be gracious toward people and to walk towards those who might seem outsiders, might seem opposite of what you might think and feel. So may God bless you guys. And we're about to head down another 2 miles. We're not too far from Helen, Georgia, and Cleveland, Georgia is just right there, I do believe. And our kids are at home waiting for us, but it was so good to escape, to climb so high. God bless you all. See you next time.